Hello. Um, so usually I write big long stories about my thoughts and stuff. Um, but I was longboarding and this tiny rock, like it wasn't very big, and the longboard usually can go over anything. Anyways, it decided it would project me off the longboard. So my arm really hurts. It's just like in pain right now. So I can't really write, but I have a lot to say. So I figured this is probably why this happened, so that I could actually say these things out loud instead of just writing them down in a book. So, this is about mental illness. And I want to address what mental illness is because I have, say, been plagued by many forms of mental illness, depression, the big a big one that has taken hold of my life in a lot of ways when I was younger, and I decided that I am. It doesn't serve me anymore to be sad or upset or to take on these large emotional things. So, and I've also just like had several types of mental breakdowns in my life. Uh, it happens. And so I to pr- wanted to put the question out there, what is mental illness? And my interpretation, or sorry, what I interpret mental illness to be, is a lot of a spiritual awakening and spiritual problems. Generally has to do with not feeling like you're being heard or understood, not feeling like you can connect with people, and there's so many various amount of aspects as to what that means. It could be on your side, it could be on other people's side, but I've noticed that a lot of, especially depression, but any type of anxiety or negativity that comes about is really just not being in vibration with what you're meant to be doing on this earth. Oh, hello, Birdie. So when we're not doing the things that our soul contract has come here to do, things don't work out. Things just have a way of doing everything we don't want to happen that seems to manifest over and over and over again. And it's not necessarily that you're doing anything wrong. Stop making yourself feel bad for that. Because you are just not doing what you came on this earth to do. And it happens over and over and over again. And sometimes I find changing things up, trying new things, going to new places, walking down different streets just to create new energy tends to start bringing up things that create ease. But sometimes we just need to break free from these things that we're trying so hard to make right. And relationships with people, they start to disintegrate once we are unable to communicate or to feel like we are communicating. And when there's strife, when there's conflict, those conflicts all mean something, and it's all things that we need to work on. But it also means that sometimes, a lot of the time, you have to step away from that situation, contemplate on what is happening in your own corporeal body, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and and actually look at yourself and confront those things and decide to work for with those things. Um, creating a language with the universe so that when these things arise over and over and over again, you can consciously look at them and know what they mean. You know why they're coming up. Why are we having so many problems with certain types of people? There's a variety of reasons, and I really don't want to completely get into all of that in this video, because it's just gonna end up being a stupid long video if that happens. So with mental illness, how do we go about addressing it? Okay. I brought myself to a health, what would I call it? A mental health place. And I asked for help. Seems logical, right? You would go to that type of place and they would help you out. Instead, they told me that they have no one-on-one people to talk to. You have to go in a group and talk about what's going on in front of people you don't know. That's a bad idea, by the way. And they also didn't have anyone working pretty much afternoon. Like, after 12 o'clock, a lot of these things are shut down. They can't help you. And I also got told that they can't really do much for me because I'm not a drug addict. So basically, they only want to deal with drug addicts, and they still don't know how to deal with drug addicts because they don't understand addiction. They seriously don't seem to get it. So it was frustrating. It still is frustrating trying to seek out help in ways that are beneficial, that actually make me feel good, make me feel heard and understood. A lot of these systems in play in our government goes back to what mental illness is: not feeling heard, not feeling understood, not knowing what's going on. They perpetuate that so much that they make you feel crazy. Sucks, hey? Yeah, you're not actually crazy. You're just not being heard or understood, and you don't know you're having a hard time understanding what your feelings are, why you're feeling such things, what your thoughts mean, how they correlate with your feelings. And a lot of this is understanding, but also lack of love, lack of connection, lack of being able to connect with people on a level that is beneficial. Sometimes you need help. Sometimes you can't always just connect with people on that love kind of vibration. Sometimes you really do need to get down to the nitty gritty and have a conversation about what's going on. But yeah, that might have been a little sporadic, and I feel like I'm eventually going to put that into words at some point, and maybe put a link below about where you can find that writing. But please let me know what you think about mental illness. There's so many variations of mental illness that all correlate with, I feel, different spiritual aspects that are going on. And maybe I'll talk more about those at some point, but I want to just open up the lines of communication so that we can start understanding, start helping each other. Because that would be a really nice place to live in this earth if we could all help each other. Yeah, thank you for listening, and I will talk to you again at some point very soon, I'm sure.